This is a Rismon Lundeby picnic, and the Rismons and Lundebys were first cousins. Grandpa Lundeby's only sister married a Rismon.
First names.
Fred Lundeby and Bertha Lundeby. Bertha married a Rismon. And here we have Ura Lundeby, who married Tubby, and Shirley, who married Ivor Lundeby. And this is some of the Rismons. I don't recognize everybody. And that is Berglet on the left, Berglet Rismon, who was married to Thorvald Rismon. And they were cousins of Grandpa Lundeby. There's Grandma Lundeby in the back. And this is Agnes Axon, who was one of Berglet's daughters. And that's Gudrid Lundeby Gordon. And here we have Berglet Rismon again, and there's Lieb, Grandma Lundeby in the back, and Shirley Lundeby. And that's Ura Ward Lundeby, married to Tubby, and this is Berdella Overby, who was also a cousin and lived about half a mile away. And here we have Marion Ringdahl and Marianne Gordon. I think that's Gudrid Lundeby Gordon on the right. And here we have Daniel Rimmeride, who's a Rismon, and Nick and Palmer Overby. Nick and Palmer and Berdella were the same family. None of them ever got married. And they lived next door all those years. And this is one of the Rismon boys. I'm not sure which one. And Torvald Rismon across there with the mustache and the hat is Berglet's husband. And here's Palmer Overby with the cap on. It looks like Ivor in the background. And there's Elmer Beerley, and I think that's Ivor Lundeby next to him with the hat on. And here we have Jim Gordon on the right. And I think that's Bernie Rismon on the left, and Grandpa Lundeby, and Ivor in the front. And here's Tubby Lundeby. And I don't know who the man in the hat is. And that's Rungvild Haven on the left, and Carl Ringdahl. Rungvald is the husband of Gudrid Haven, who is still in the nursing home in Macville in 2010. And there's Elmer Beerley in the front, married to Lieb Lundeby. And I can't tell who's in the back there. I think this is Ronnie Rismon, Bernie Rismon's son. This is Marion's chair. Looks like here's Ronnie Rismon again. Grandma Lundeby carrying somebody's baby. There were always lots of babies. There's Ura Lundeby in the front, sitting with Rodney. And that looks like Thorvald Rismon and Carl Ringdahl. And here we are back to Berdella Overby, who was the sister of Nick and Palmer. There's all the kids. It looks like Elise standing there. Elise Lundeby, Ivar's daughter. Marion Ringdahl with the crutches. And Elise Lundeby on her side, on her left. Carl Ringdahl, Robert Gordon and Ronnie Lundeby in the background. Robert Gordon, Ronnie, and Terrence, whom we called Butchie at the time. And this looks like Freddie Lundeby. There's Shirley Lundeby on the right and Marion again. Elsie feeding somebody's baby, Elsie Ringdahl. And there's John Beerley, Liev and Elmer's son. And this looks like Paul Beerley with Grandma Lundeby, Ura in the background. This looks like Alice Gordon and Diane Lundeby, the backs of their heads. Here we see Diane. And here we have Gudrid on the end, Liev Lundeby, and I think, I can't tell who that is. There's Alice and Diane. There's Grandpa Lundeby and Torvald Rismon, and Bernie Rismon, and